The Chicago Bears 2023 practice squad has finally been revealed. So let's talk about it and break it down for you guys. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan and you're not subscribed to the channel, I don't know why that is the case, but you need to do so. It is the best way to support me by subscribing to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell notifications so you're notified every time I drop a new video, guys, and follow me on my social media platforms as well. All right, so here we go. The practice squad is now officially set. We have all 16 players, which is the max you're allowed to have on a practice squad. So here we go. On your screen right now, I'm going to show all of those 16 players. And just quickly going through the list here, we got Micah Baskerville, the linebacker, Travis Bell, the defensive tackle, Robert Burns, fullback, Steven Carlson, tight end, Aviante Collins, the offensive lineman, DeMarcus Gates, linebacker, Jalen Harris, defensive end, Greg Stroman, cornerback, Simba Webster, wide receiver, Kendall Williamson, safety, Deslin Alexandre, defensive end, Daniel Hardy, defensive end, Bill Murray, no, not that Bill Murray, offensive lineman, John Parker Romo, kicker, AJ Thomas, safety, and Roy Mbedekaya. I probably botched that completely. Offensive lineman. We'll just go with Roy M. All right, so that is the practice squad, people. All right, so just taking a look at the practice squad here. Look, nobody on this practice squad is going to make any sort of significant impact in terms of, the Bears season itself. But in terms of, us just needing some players to step up and elevate to the active roster in need of injury, or if just the current guys aren't playing well, yeah, there's a handful of guys on here that I could see certainly making that sort of impact. So I'd probably go with, Travis Bell, our 7th-round rookie defensive tackle. He made some nice plays in preseason as well as training camp. And, I thought there was a chance he was going to make the roster, but he didn't. And, thankfully we got him back on our practice squad. But certainly if anyone from our defensive tackle group, gets hurt or struggles, we can certainly see Travis Bell get elevated to the game day roster for any given week and be able to contribute, because I think he's got that potential. Another guy, Micah Baskerville, who also made some really nice plays during preseason and during training camp. And another guy that I thought had a chance to make the 53-man roster because of that reason. So he is certainly another guy that I could see us elevating any given week just for us needing some help at that position. Another guy, safety AJ Thomas, who was actually on the initial 53-man roster and then got waived in order for the Bears to make room for the players that they claimed, like a Trent Taylor, like guys like that. So that's another guy here. Certainly the offensive lineman that you could look at in Bill Murray, Aviante Collins. Again, I think are only carrying right now 8 offensive linemen. 2 guys are on IR. And so you certainly could use offensive line depth. And so you could certainly see those guys maybe get elevated. So yeah, there's a handful of guys here that you could certainly see make an impact by coming up on the active roster and being pulled up on the active roster. But again, it's not going to change or make or break the Bears season. All right. Now, I want to talk about some practice squad rules here. Some of you guys may know about this. Some of you guys may not. Certainly, I didn't know all of them. So let's go through it here in terms of just how the practice squad works. So each week, teams can elevate 2 players to the game day roster, and this can happen with a player 3 times before he needs to be signed to the active roster. So basically, a player cannot be elevated to the active roster more than 3 times. At that point, he needs to be signed to the active roster, okay? Practice squad players are free agents, are able to sign with any other team's active roster, i.e. current clubs cannot block a move to another 53-man roster. They can offer their practice squad player an active roster contract to stay, but they cannot block it. So essentially what this means is you can't go from practice squad to practice squad. If another team wants to go ahead and pluck away your practice squad player, they're going to have to give him an active roster spot. And for you to keep him, you have to offer him the same, and that's how he would stay. All right. Next up, if a player signs with another team's active roster, he must stay there for at least 3 weeks. So you can't jump around that quickly. you got to at least stay there for 3 weeks. A practice squatter cannot leave one practice squad for another, which is basically what we just talked about. You go get elevated to the active roster. You can't go from practice squad to practice squad. And finally, a practice squad player may not sign a contract with his team's next opponent after 3 p.m. Central Time, 6 days prior to the game, or 10 days prior in bye week. So this is just a more specific, detailed sort of rule that they have in place here. Nothing less, nothing more. So there you have it, folks. Those are the practice squad rules, in case you guys did or did not know about them. But yeah, I just wanted to share it with you guys. And yeah, we have the practice squad set now. But let's hope we don't need it as much, because that would mean we're dealing with injuries or guys are struggling. So we'll see what happens here, folks. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.